Hey everyone, welcome to You Can Automate. In the previous session, we have seen how to do a Playwright setup and we have executed the sample test case which is given by Playwright itself. In this session, we are going to understand what is the code, what is the test case it has given, and we are going to understand line by line and each important components of the Playwright. This entire code I have taken into a screenshot and this is how I have made it to make it simple to understand. So let's go in detail. So this code has two test cases, test case 1 and 2. I have numbered all these concepts and all the important concepts in the right side. The first thing is a test definition. Anything which is starting with the test and the bracket is called as a Playwright function, and this is how we can define the test case. And there is a second thing is a async. This is very important concept in the Typescript. So async makes that the function asynchronous. That means that whatever the code or the lines of code which I've added inside this test case, it has to execute in async fashion. That means it has to wait till these two lines of code gets executed. That's why we indicate that keyword as async. And this async, whenever I'm using async, there should be await. That means that wait till this particular line of code gets executed. That's what we are trying to say here. And the third thing is a fixtures, object destructuring. This means that page, right? Here it is numbered as a 3. That means that whenever you open a browser, each tab in the browser is indicated by page object. The fourth thing is navigate to URL. So page.goto is a way of indicating that you go to this particular website. The fifth thing is the locators. If you see here page.getByRole, if you have worked on the Selenium, we identify the element by using a XPath, name, class, right? Similar to that, getByRole means we are identifying the element by using a method called link, and the name of that link is getStarted. So this is how we identify element in the Playwright. The sixth thing is action. .click. If you see here, it is similar to Selenium, like once you identify the element, you call this function to click on that element. Seventh thing is assertion. Here it is asserting. First thing is go getByRole, identify this particular element by using a heading. That heading name is installation, and assert that it should be visible. So first you identify the element and then you want it to be visible, and you add a expect keyword here. That means the entire element should be visible and this function should be working as expected. This is assertion here. The eighth thing is a regular expression. If you take a look here, and we are adding one more type of assertion, that once you go to this particular website and we want this particular title to be visible, and here again I'm adding expect and I'm looking for a title here. So how I'm going to validate the title? By using a regular expression. Include anything, the text which I want to visible in the website by using a regular expression. And visibility check we have already seen. We are using a function called to be visible, right? These about the test case 1 and 2, and there are some key concepts or important concepts we need to understand as part of TypeScript. Arrow function. Whenever you see any test case with the arrow function, this is the syntax of a TypeScript. So any function which you want to create, use an arrow function, and any test case which you want to write it, use async and await here. Async and await. Object destructuring. To refer any of the browser tab, use a page, and once you use a page, continue using the page object throughout the test case. Object literal, you can define like this. It is similar to Java, so you can create the object like this, name and the age. Method chaining. If you are adding dot after one method, so for example, if you want to do a multiple actions on the single line of a code, then you first identify the element, do the action, then call another action. Assertion. To validate any of the text or element visible, anything, so you use a expect keyword here. Regular expression. Similar to that, you can add a slash in the beginning and the n, and that is how you can add a regular expression. So to identify any of the element, use a getByRole, and inside that you add how you want to identify. Here it is example that link, and that link should contain this particular name. So these are the key concepts in the TypeScript, and this is how the execution happens. Once the browser opens, it navigates to URL and finds the element by using a get by role and perform the action by click. Then it performs the assertion, then finally test case is passed. So this is the test case what it gave from the Playwright sample test case. Go through this and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.